7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on personal branding.
The rise of AI.
As the world has become more global, the scale over which location branding takes place has moved from streets to cities and now to nations.
But I think the most important thing that I've learned to be as objective as possible, be able to take on board criticism.
And when you fail, you have to pick yourself up, even if your ego begins to tell you so many stories, even if your ego begins to give you so many labels on how to label yourself.
Career, yes, you can build a career doing something. There's also building business doing that thing. So it is never a waste of time.
Every personal brand must have their leader file. And your leader file is to attract the right type of clients to you.
Regardless of who you are, you can showcase your talent. No matter where you operate from, you can showcase your talent.
When you get inspired, you need to apply it. To apply that inspiration you get,
make sure that you're at the right place at the right time. Where's that guardian of the next people, the big shots in your industry or an industry that you want to connect with?
You need to define what your values are. What are the things you will never ever do? What are the things that people can swear that no, this person will never do it?
You see, the audience that you don't feed with content will not give you money.
You're going to attract only the people that you believe in what you believe in. You're going to attract people that are trying to achieve the goals that are very similar to what you're trying to achieve.
Be very clear on what you bring to the table. You could find that, and like one of my colleagues mentioned, not everything that you bring to the table is sellable.
Remember, there are a lot of people that are talking that are not as equipped as you to be speaking, so there's no harm in learning along the way and stumbling and figuring it out.
The rise of AI.
Welcome to day 2 of Africa's #1 Global Summit, the 4th edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on personal branding. My name is Emeka Ebeniro, and I'm excited to have you here. It's been an amazing 24 hours. Yesterday was totally amazing. We had the likes of Dr. Daniel Moses open the conference for us, talking about his journey, how you can leverage personal branding to build your business and career. He also shared how you can use AI to accelerate that. We didn't stop there. We went a step further to learn from the LinkedIn queen, Hawoma Woku, the one and only. She shared so much about AI, how she's helping people grow their businesses, their careers, increase their visibility, and the list goes on. Well, I'm not the one that's going to tell you everything. What we're going to do right now is we're going to share with you what happened in day 1 so that you can hear firsthand and also take notes and get ready for an amazing day 2. Because day 2 is super packed. We have amazing thought leaders from different parts of Africa, from Kenya, from Uganda, from Cameroon. And these thought leaders are backstage, ready to unleash their years of experience, creativity, and insight. Now, if you're like me, that you want to learn and you want 2024 to be a remarkable year for you, there is only one thing that you have to do, and that is get ready to take it all in. Get your notepad, get your pen, because you're going to be jotting down so many things, so many nuggets that would help you accelerate your business, your career in 2024. My name is Emeka Ebeniro, the convener of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, and I'd like to welcome you to day 2.
When you're starting up, learn to convey one particular message because you want to be known as an authority
in your niche. You want to be known as the go-to person in what you do. Don't try to showcase multiple things. All right. Entrepreneurs, number one, are risk takers. Entrepreneurs, I will say, are people who never, ever, ever have to think about money first. They have to think about service. They have to think about creativity. They have to think about, how do I make this vision of myself grow so that it can serve me and it can put money back into my pocket. And this is one of the reasons why it's so important, whilst you're thinking about this vision, this risk, the ventures that you're about to embark on, it is so important that you have on the back of your mindset, how do I take one step at a time as a startup?
Now, the thing about building a personal brand is you build a brand for yourself, your values, what you believe in. You're not building a brand and attaching a product or service to your brand. No. Every big brand out there, Stephen Bartlett, Richard Branson, Tony Elumelu of Nigeria, and the list goes on, Elon Musk, and the list goes on. They build their brands for themselves. You need people to like you and trust you first. And because people trust you, every product you have under you or you're associated with, they will now trust that product. That is why it is important for you to build your brand first.
How clear you are would really reduce, first of all, the trust issues people have when they want to pay you for stuff or when they want to work with you. Let's use David in the Bible, right? Now, in David's situation, David's target audience was Saul, right? When it comes to like playing his harp. Now, some people, some professionals now, or some business owners, service providers, they are so target audience focused that we forget that there are some other people that are not our target audience that can refer us to our target audience. And so we don't clearly articulate our value because we are using jargons of our sector. Let's say people in tech are using only tech terms. People in sales are using only sales terms that only people that are sales experts can understand. You need to understand that there are also people that might not be your direct target audience, but they can refer you to your target audience. So in the case of David, right, Saul was the one that was having the issue in the palace, and Saul was the target audience, but Saul did not know David. When the problem came about, it was people in the palace that said, oh, there's this David that can play the harp, right? These people were not David's target audience, but they knew David, right? So in your situation, in your whatever it is you do, as you're trying to build that brand that is visible, because you need to not only be visible and people just know your name, let people know the transformation that whatever it is you do can give them in clear terms. Clarity increases the prices of diamonds.
The rise of AI. The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding. The rise of AI.
Hi, my name is Lasisisho Fomi. I'm one of the facilitators of the Content Creation Strategy with AI workshop. And one thing I can say is this workshop so far, I've seen how it has impacted people's life, how that, people that didn't know what they could do with AI, I've been able to understand how they can make their brands visible with the use of AI. And, hearing the questions, some of the people had to ask me, I could tell that, they are going to implement all of these things they've learned in their personal, brands and also in companies they work for.
The workshop was very impactful. I got to learn new things about content creation and also how to explore using AI tools. And what really stood out for me is the section where Mr. Emeka took and spoke about how we can actually use AI to create content.
Coming from a place where I wasn't so big on content creation, I think I'm leaving the workshop wanting to implement this knowledge.
I learned a lot from the content strategy workshop.
Sometimes I might be overwhelmed with what to put out in my music creation, but I get to consult maybe tools like ChatGPT, and also I'll be able to link these things with other apps to get a better result. So it was very impactful for me.
Miss Lassisi actually broke it down to the simplest that even a child can understand, and she made it seem so seamless and comprehensive, such that she explained how you can navigate content creation on social media now that the world is going vast and the world is going more digital. So as a business person, with the whole struggle of finance and getting somebody to manage your page, manage your brand for you, now you can do that on your own with the use of AI. And she taught us extensively how you can put AI to good use to help you with your video creation, your graphics design, and even down to your captions. So it was very seamless and very impactful.
Alright, and so inclusively in the training, there was a place where we got to see a video of Mr. Emeka, the man that put all this together. And from all the things that he said, I think I'm really beginning to plan a trip, to some places. Let's get a few ideas from ChatGPT.
Emeka Ebeniro, the convener of the Personal Branding Summit, also shared insight and practical ways on how, you can use AI to plan trips, to land your dream job, and also to write books. And, I could see the surprises in people's faces and how wow.
Introducing Seats and Tickets, your go-to event ticketing partner. We have different tools available to ensure smooth admission control for your events. We have the tablets and we have the scanners. Now, our scanners comes in two different forms. We have the PDA scanners, which our agents are going to use to scan your codes at the entry of the event. And we have the DIY scanners, meaning do it yourself, which you are going to scan by yourself at the entry of the event, and then you'll be allowed to go in.
I'm super happy to be at the MTN 2023 Sales Conference. It's been an amazing experience. Kudos to Seats and Tickets. The sign-in using the QR code made it seamless.
We are having our 2023 Sales Conference and the theme is Lead. It's been beautiful. I like the fact that we have the QR codes. You just use your phone to scan.
Visit www.seatsandticket.com today for your event tickets. Thank you.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just joining us, then you're welcome to the second day of the fourth edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding. I still remain your host and the convener of this summit, Emeka Ebeniro. When we were on that short break, we looked at what happened yesterday, day one, where we had Haoma Wogu share with us some insight on how you can increase your brand and visibility using LinkedIn. We didn't stop there. We also looked at how Dr. Daniel Moses uses AI, his story from where he started, how personal branding has helped him elevate his business and becoming a force in the real estate sector right here in the UK. Now, another thing you need to know is this is not the end. We still have amazing speakers backstage. We have Fetaru, we have Felix Fombang, and we have Mengo Sherastine. And not only that, we also have Emily Wale-Koya, who would also be joining us shortly. Without further ado, we're going to go right into the panel session, and we will go giving each speaker enough time to share with us what they have and how they are using personal branding and AI to elevate their business and careers. So we're going on this short break where we'll be calling up the speakers. And ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is once they come up, please show them love. Put it in the comments, put it everywhere. I want those emojis flying right on to YouTube and also on LinkedIn as well. I want you to show them love. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'll be calling up our very first panelist.
Mengo Sherastine is more than just a personal branding consultant. He is a strategist that helps individuals to maximize their potential and scale new heights in their business and career. His skill set encompasses branding, positioning, marketing, communications, and digital marketing. Mengo is a trusted partner for executives, consultants, and entrepreneurs seeking to create lucrative personal brands that accelerate their success. As a seasoned personal positioning consultant, Mengo's meticulous approach, combined with a deep understanding of market dynamics, enables him to craft tailored strategies that resonate with target audiences, capturing attention and opening doors to new opportunities. Beyond his role as a full-time personal positioning consultant, Mengo is a partner at Pan-African Intellectuals. Within this company, he spearheads initiatives that empower multilateral organizations and regional entities throughout Africa to effectively communicate their missions, visions, and impact in the digital age. Mengo's passion lies in enabling Africa to reclaim its narrative by collaborating with passionate Africans to build robust, reputable personal brands across various sectors such as leadership, entrepreneurship, politics, culture, religion, sports, entertainment, and more. He is dedicated to seeing Africa at the forefront, where it rightfully belongs among the world's competing powers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mengo Sherastine. Faith Fetaru is a certified image consultant and member of the International Association of Professional Image Consultants. Through her firm Fetaru Image and Consults, she helps individuals and corporate entities enhance their personal and corporate brand's image. Furthermore, she's the female country representative for Magi Global Leadership School Graduate Center in Uganda. As a fashion and creative designer, Faith founded the Fetaru fashion brand, which makes distinct outfits and accessories. Faith has been invited as a speaker and trainer at several events, locally and internationally. She has also done executive trainings for the staff at Safe Boda, female staff, Myrtle Vision, Brielle's Kitchen, to mention but a few. Her Person of a Woman led to founding the Woman Powerhouse initiative, through which women are empowered to live purposefully. Faith has authored books such as Tales of a Young Dreamer and Develop Your Passion Style. Faith believes in serving and impacting humanity through love, and by everything she does. That's where our ultimate satisfaction lies. As one who is passionate about public relation and communication, Faith finds pleasure in connecting with nature and animals too. She enjoys music and traveling, and yes, she loves making new friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Faith Fetaru. Felix Israel Fombang Dabinda is a Cameroonian currently residing in Aberdeen with his wife and daughter. Hailing from the seaside city of Limba, Felix earned his first pay being a radio presenter/broadcaster and taking on gigs from friends and organizations, landing him future roles in branding, marketing, and communication within the education and banking sector in Cameroon. As an academically trained accountant, Felix kicked off serving as an accountant with Cameroon Airline Corporation and was recruited by an oilfield service company to relocate to Dubai and take on a senior accountant. Since 2014, Felix has worked with this organization, traveled the world, and currently serving as senior finance manager in the company. As a people integrator, Felix led the Black Employee Network for the organization in UK, which has seen double-digit growth in both quality and quantity of Black employees in the organization within the last 4 years. Felix is passionate about service to humanity with exemplary leadership and does all to ensure he lives his passion both within and out of his professional life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Felix Israel Fombang. Emily Wale-Koya, known as the Gucci of personal branding, is one of Africa's top leading personal branding strategists. Emily Wale-Koya, known as the Gucci of personal branding, is one of Africa's top leading personal branding strategists and speaker who helps people in business and career blow their trumpet and go from unknown and underpaid to wealthy and well-known brands. As the founder of the School of Personal Branding, she's developed the company into the go-to training program for personal branding, where she guides experts in amplifying their voice and turning their wisdom into impact-driven coaching and consulting online businesses. A celebrated author, keynote speaker, and coach with over 7 years in the personal branding space, she has trained 15,000 students, empowering them to turn their mastery into wealth. Emily's magnetic voice makes her a sought-after global speaker at conferences. Featured in TV shows and various media outlets worldwide, her inspiring rise enhances her reputation as a global phenomenon. More than a coach, Emily is a coach to coaches across the world and a beacon of opulence and inspiration, setting the standard for success and personal branding. She is a devoted wife and mother to 4 children. Her commitment to family and passion for travel enrich her multifaceted persona, blending high-end achievement with cherished family life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Emily Wale-Koya.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, so it's really good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I know the time was shifted and all of that, so I want to say thank you to the speaker that was supposed to come before me, that has allowed me come first. Thank you so much. You know, when Emeka told me it was going to be for 9, I was going to speak at 9, I was just thinking about my husband. And my children. So you heard my profile. I'm a mom. I have 4 kids, right? And all of that. So it's 9 p.m., almost 9 p.m. right now. It's 8:30 p.m. in Nigeria. And yeah, stuff like that. So initially it was going to be for 7 p.m. my time. And then I heard it was 8 and then 9. I'm like, oh no. Anyway, so thank you so much for having me here. Emeka, I salute you. I salute your team for doing this. Thank you so much. So you know I wanted to do something like this. So let me tell you that. So but you went ahead of me and did it. So great. And I'm on your platform supporting what you're doing. I was gonna do some personal branding week Africa, and I was gonna do it you know, from one African country to the next, to the next, to the next. And I think this idea was like 3 years ago before I had my 4th baby. So well done for doing this. Well done for shining the light on Africa. Thank you so much, everybody. You already heard my profile. It was already read. So I'm going to be talking about personal branding and AI. And I'm going to be speaking from my heart. So I don't have slides. I do not have anything written down. I'm just going to speak from my heart. What I think about AI and personal branding, I have been in this personal branding space for about 8 years now. I've been coaching and speaking. I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. I've been an entrepreneur like forever. I've never had a 9-to-5 job. I've never had one. I've just been an entrepreneur from university, from secondary school, actually from secondary school up to this point in time. And I love it. I love the risk. I love the uncertainty. I love all the chaos. I thrive in those things. And my entrepreneurship experience is rock solid. It's priceless to me. Okay, so AI, personal branding. I'm going to be very honest with us when it comes to AI, and I'm going to try my best to balance things as much as I can. In the meantime, hi everybody. Hi. I don't know the people that are on the other side. I cannot see the number of people that are on the other side. I cannot see anybody. I cannot hear anyone. You know, even it was AI that read my profile. It was powered by AI. So I guess this is all AI stuff, but I'm not AI, okay? And that's what makes my personal brand and also your personal brand real. You know, we still have the human touch to what we're doing because it's a personal brand. It's a human being's brand. It's a person. It's a real person behind the brand. So hi everybody on the other side. Hi everyone. Hey. I'm grateful to be here. All right, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm hoping and trusting, and I'm convinced. I believe that I'm going to be able to be a blessing to somebody out here today. So, personal branding. We all know personal branding is the future, right? We've probably seen that or heard that, or maybe thought about that. Is the future of your job? Is the future of business? Is the future of marketing? Okay, things are going to change. Marketing is going to evolve. Buying and selling is going to change. You know, e-commerce is here. I mean, people are buying things. Today, you and I can ship our expertise abroad. For example, thank you so much, Azuka. I'm not sure if I saw that correctly. Thank you so much. Right? Yeah, so I want to see those feedback. Great. That makes me know that people on the other side. All right, so if you get an aha moment in this 25 minutes that I'm going to be speaking, I speak pretty fast. Okay, so just let me inform you guys. So be on your seat properly. Okay, I speak pretty fast. I'm gonna try to catch myself. I'm gonna try to remember and slow down. But just in case that doesn't happen, maybe I get too overly excited. Forgive me. I've apologized before time. I've post-apologized or pre-apologized. So I've apologized before that. But thank you so much. And make sure, please, chat me up or send a message so I can read from you and all of that kind of stuff. All right, great. You and I are going to be cousins within this space for 20 minutes. So back to personal branding. Personal branding is the future. Okay, personal branding is your topmost marketing strategy. If you're in business, if you work in a company, maybe you're in sales or something, even if you're a mom, like myself, even if you're a mom, right? I'm a mom. I work literally from home. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you will see that I'm building my $100,000 per month personal branding business from home in my pajamas, in my PJs, right? So I'm going to soon brand that aspect of my personal brand. I'm actually going to do a photo shoot with those PJs, right? Because this is the world of personal branding, right? You and I, we influence the narrative about who we are, how we want the world to think about us, how we want the world to perceive us, right? So I'm going to do that because I want the world to really see that I'm working from home and I'm doing all of this in my PJs. I don't wear PJs all the time per se, but I'm just saying I literally do, except I'm coaching, I'm on a Zoom call or something, right? So marketing will evolve, okay? Things will evolve. They're already evolving. AI is here. Okay, let's stay here. AI is here. Artificial intelligence is here. I mean, AI is writing for people. AI can write a whole book for you. AI can write a whole book. AI can create your 365 days of your content on social media. AI can do incredible things. Intelligence, artificial intelligence. So it is fast. It is intelligently intelligent. You know, nothing is pressurizing it. AI doesn't have children. AI doesn't have a husband. AI is not responsible for anything other than give you what you ask it to give you. You know, give it what it asks you to give you. So AI is here. We don't know what's even going to come after AI. Can you imagine? So we're talking about AI right now, but we don't even know what's going to come after AI. And I'm going to tell you today that something is going to come. Something is probably on its way. AI is not going to be the end of the world except Jesus comes, right? So something is coming. Something's going to come after AI. Before AI, you know, something else was here. Social media was here, right? So AI is not going to be here forever. But let's talk about AI that is here for now, because you're hearing people say AI is going to replace your jobs. AI is going to do this. AI is going to do that. People are going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose some roles in companies because of AI. And that's most likely true. That's most likely true. People are going to lose their jobs. I mean, the things that AI can do, if AI can do it, there's no need to have you there, right? That's the truth. If AI can do it, if artificial intelligence can do it, if robots can do it, if whatever is coming after these can do it, then you're not going to be there. You are not going to be needed. So what's going to make you be here forever? What's going to make you be here for a long time, right? What's going to make you be relevant? What's going to make you be almost indispensable? What's going to make you be here? That's personal brand. That's your personal brand. Because your personal brand can evolve just like marketing is evolving. So no matter what happens, whether AI comes or goes or whatever else comes, you've got to build a personal brand that is rock solid. You've got to, AI can't talk like me, for example. AI can't talk like me. AI probably, they can make AI talk like me, but AI cannot talk like me forever. AI can have my mannerisms. AI can have my experience. Those are so precious and precious and unique to me. AI can have my story, right? AI can have my story. So in the world of AI, so the truth is, personally, I don't use AI, okay? Personally, I don't use it. I was talking with someone the other day, a client of mine, and she was telling me about how she made a video and she used AI and stuff like that. And I thought, I've never even tried it. And she says, of course, you don't need AI. You are a moving, breathing, talking, speaking, thinking AI. And we laughed. It was so hysterical. We laughed about it. I felt proud that she thought about me that way, right? Yes, I felt proud. But it gave me some serious thinking to do, right? I started thinking about, oh wow, I'm that good, right? I'm that good. Oh, you're wondering why I'm saying I'm that good? You've got to learn how to blow your own trumpet. There are too many competitors. You've got to learn how to blow your own trumpet. Okay? You've got to learn how to do that. So I was like, I'm that good, right? And of course I'm that good, right? I'm that good. My energy, my confidence, my boldness, my bravery, my everything. That's why I'm a person. That's why I'm a brand. I'm a human being who understands why I'm here, who understands the value that I carry. I understand that very well. My identity is clear to me. My purpose is clear to me. My strategy is clear to me. So I understand that so well. And that's what makes me a magnetic, super powerhouse brand, personal brand. I cannot be replaced. All right? I cannot be replaced. The same thing with you. So you got to understand the place of AI and the place of your personal brand. They are not the same thing. Don't let anybody tell you they're the same thing. They are not the same thing. They will never be the same thing except you give to AI. So AI has its place. You have your place. You have your place. Something that was created cannot be more powerful than the creator. So understand that. Now, I was trying to say something, and I made a promise at the beginning that I was going to balance everything because I don't want to be one-sided. Okay, so personally, I do not use AI. Not because I don't want to, not because let me be truthful. I'm so busy. I don't have the time. This is me now. All right, this is my truth. I'm so busy. I don't have the time to go put in prompts and chat GPT or whichever one to give me something, and then I will still edit it. Which kind of wahala? Okay, that's me speaking Nigerian, pidgin English, right? I am so busy. So that said, my team can use AI to make our work faster, to make our work efficient. My team can use AI. My virtual assistant can use AI. My manager can use AI. My copywriter can use AI. So I don't even know if he uses it. Sometimes he sends us copies for our landing pages and offers, and my manager looks at it. My manager goes, "This is AI language, and I don't like it." My manager does that. This is AI language, and I don't like it. I don't even know what is AI language. I don't use it. I don't use it. I don't have the patience for it. Now, this is my truth. This is me talking. There are some people who have mastered using AI, and they're talking about it on social media, especially on Instagram. And I believe it is something that is worthwhile. I believe, but I don't use it yet. I don't use it yet. Maybe because I've mastered writing online. Maybe because I've mastered whatever it is online. Maybe I just shoot. Excuse me. I just shoot, maybe because I've been doing this for a long time. Now that brings me to the next thing that I'm going to say. You've got to get a hold of your personal brand before you begin to test too many things so that you don't get confused and you don't lose your identity. You've got to master your personal brand, master the brand culture, so that even when you use something else, even when you use some support system, because that's what AI is. Yeah, it's some sort of support system. It's some sort of support tool. It's supposed to support, not replace. I got it. Good. It's supposed to support, not replace. If you let AI replace your personal brand or replace you, right, you are going to be competing with so many people. The reason why your brand is your personal brand and it's so unique and it's so important is because it is unique and important. It's a person. It's a living, breathing thing. Nobody tweaked it. Nobody rearranged it. Okay? You came gifted. You were born gifted. You were born with a purpose, with a mission. You were born with creativity, creative ideas. All right? You were born with your personality, your mannerisms, your gestures. You were born with those things. Nobody tweaked them. Nobody rearranged them. All right? So understand, master. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 20-something years. So I've seen many things. I've experienced many things. I have failed 99 times and I've succeeded once. Something like that. All right? So I know when to use AI. And even if I use AI is going to excuse me, AI is going to serve as a support tool or supporting tool for me, not a replacement tool, so that I don't become so dependent on it. This is what I think. This is my perspective. This is my truth. This is my truth. So get a hold of your personal brand. Who are you? Understand that. Understand who you are, your identity, because that's the start of your personal brand. You've got to get so clear about or with that. Who are you really? What's your identity? What's your identity? So for me, you ask me, who am I? I'm not Emily Wale-Koya. I'm not my name per se. I'm a child of God. I have a mission in this world. I have a purpose to serve. All right? So understand that so clearly. Who are you? Where do you fit in, or where do you want to fit in, so that you're the one who is going to do that for yourself? Who do you want to serve? What problems or can you solve? What pain can you eliminate for somebody else? You know? And of course, do you know AI still can help you answer those questions? For those of you that already know how to use it, go ahead. I don't have a problem with it. I just said I don't use it. And not because I don't want to, but simply because I've not had the time to do that. I just feel like, you know, the whole thing, I'm going to have to go through it. I'm going to have to edit it. I'm going to have to, you know, and I'm like, nah, I'm just going to write this myself. And maybe because I'm now used to writing this, I've been writing for over how many years now online. I've been writing online for the last 8 years, almost every single day. I've been writing on Instagram in particular, almost every single day for the last 8 years. Almost every single day for the last 8 years. In 2018, 2019, I used to post on Instagram 5 to 8 times per day. Before Instagram became as it is now, before the craze came, before it came. So you can imagine, we have built a foundation. We have built a rock solid foundation before Reels, before AI, before anything else that is coming. So we are ready to go. We know who we are. We know who we are. We know how unique we are. We know the value that we bring. We know. Understand? So no matter what's coming, we know how to keep improving ourselves. We understand the human touch of things. Human touch of things is always going to be required. If not, God couldn't have made a mistake to make human beings, you know? So nobody can tell me that we're going to be wiped out, you know, robots with us. It's not going to happen. I haven't thought about it, but I just know that's not going to happen based on that premise that humans are that important, because we're the ones even creating things, aren't we? We're the ones making AI. We're the ones creating this stuff. We're the ones creating them. We're the ones thinking and making them. So again, the thing that was created cannot be more powerful than the thing that created it, right? So we are not more powerful than God who created us. No, He knows where to push. He knows the button to push, and everything's going to come to an end. He knows us. He made us. He created us. He birthed us. He birthed us. So whatever it is that you are doing, understand how to balance things. Understand how to balance things for efficiency and all of that. AI, perfect, great and good. But to replace you, that you're going to throw everything, all the responsibility on AI, no. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Keep writing for yourself. Keep writing for your community. Because as you write, keep speaking as well. As you write, as you speak, you're going to be learning more about you. You're going to learn more about your self-power, your personal power. You're going to learn more about your purpose. You're going to learn more about your creativity. You're going to learn more about you as you do that. As you rack your brain. You know, as you do all of that. So yes, yes, yes. Understand where AI comes in. Guys, give me a second. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Amazing, amazing, amazing session. It's really amazing that Emily's giving us those insights that you need to develop your brand outside.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Welcome back, Emily. Welcome back, Emily.
Emeka, you were saying something?
Yes, I was saying that it's really amazing.
Was that for me?
Yes, yes. I was saying it's really amazing all the insights you have shared. You know, how we should build our brands beyond AI. We shouldn't rely solely on AI, like you said.
Oh, I'm not hearing you, and I'm wondering why.
Hello, can you hear me?
Should I use my earphones?
Maybe you should use your earphones, but can anyone in the audience hear me clearly? So that I know that I'm not the only one.
I cannot hear you.
Okay.
I heard you a little bit. Of course, I heard you say, can you hear me? Let me see.
Awesome.
You send a message.
Yes, I can hear you. All right. I think Emily's having some technical challenges, but we're here. We can hear. Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Yes. Thank you so much, Emily. Once she comes back, we will just go right into the Q&A for Emily. Don't forget, we'll still have Felix Fombang, Mengo Sherastine, and the others backstage. Emily, you're back. Welcome back.
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, I can hear
Thank
you now.
Awesome. So what I was saying was, your session has been so insightful. You've mentioned critical things, and one of it is you said that we need to develop our brands beyond AI. We can't rely on AI to do everything. And you also gave the example of the more you write every day, the more you understand yourself and the more you evolve as a person and also as a writer. And that's really insightful in the era that we find ourselves, especially now that we have AI as a tool to use to help us get things done faster. Now, let's go into this. Now, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, you know, looking at your journey, being friends from afar, but right now we're on the same platform and understanding what you're doing with the School of Personal Branding. Can you tell us a little bit more of how can people now develop that unique brand, like you said, that is unique to themselves, that so that they don't feel like, oh, that there's FOMO, they don't feel like they're missing out on anything without AI. Like, okay, fine, how can I build my brand even if with this whole AI buzzword and AI this, how can I stand and be authentic? How can you help them with that?
Okay, so how can you stand and be authentic? How can you build your personal brand? The truth is, you've got to have a hunger burning inside of you for something. You've got to. I am hungry to be seen, to be heard, to be known. I am hungry. I have a message for this world. I have a message for the entire world. From this my bedroom where I am right now, I have a message for the world.
Awesome.
So that's why I kept saying identity. Understand who you are. I understand who I am. My purpose is in Christ. And I know He's put me out here with a mission. I'm in the field. I understand that. I don't have to be a pastor in the church. I'm in the field. I'm a pastor in my world. I've got a message for my world. So understand your identity and then develop hunger. Hunger is not something somebody's going to really put in you. You've got to fire yourself up. You've got to want something. Yeah, you've got to fire yourself up. When I watch Beyonce and I watch all these people, I'm like, God, I'm going to have to, I'm yearning to stand on stage with thousands of people who have come to listen to me speak live.
Yeah.
It's such a big hunger, it's such a big yearning that it has to happen. Okay, so if you want to build your personal brand right now, you're not just going to sit down and it's going to happen to you. You know, how I started building my personal brand, I was in the choir for over 15 years. In the choir, let me share my story, so maybe it's going to help somebody here. In the choir for 15 years, and for 15 years, I could not maximize my time in the choir. I was too timid. I was too scared. See, my choir is not a choir you're just strolling and stroll out. You serve like they're paying you. Like you're being paid. That's my choir. You come prepared. You come with your song already. You've listened to it. You've written out the lyrics word for word. You've learned your part. So when you come for choir practice, we all sing. My music director just corrects. So it's not where if you come any day, you've not written out the songs. You'll be sent back home. We were mature women, not young, not 16-year-old girls. So I was there for a long time, and I labeled myself the least in the choir. The least, when people come out to sing, everybody had the opportunity to come score a song at home and come and lead it in the choir. But I never did. I would score it at home, but I would never stand up in choir rehearsal to go lead the song. I was too scared. I was too timid. I was afraid. I was afraid. One day, I went to have a baby one time, and when I came back, I started to ask myself, what do I really want to do with my life? You know, sometimes you're going to have that aha moment, that truth moment, that epiphany, right? What do I want to do with my life? And I said, do I want to sing? Do I want to work an album like Sinach or, you know, these people? And my response was no. I just want to use my gifts in church. I have no business to turn my singing into a gift. Then I said, okay, but speaking. And prior to this time, I was not speaking. I was the timid one. So public speaking, it was a list of the things I wanted to do. But I found out that I was now yearning for it. So when I watched my pastor speaking on stage or on the pulpit, I was yearning to be like that. I liked the power that he had. We were all quiet in church listening to him. Every Sunday, I'm like, this is our power. We will get this power. We go and learn public speaking. We stand on stage. People will be quiet and be listening to us for hours. We will be speaking. You know, so there was a yearning for many years. Okay, so again, identity is super important. Hunger. You know, hunger is one of the keys to success or for success. You've got to be hungry. If you're hungry, you're going to find food yourself at some point. You're not going to wait to be fed. You're going to find food yourself. And then the third thing, of course, what do you want to do with your life? You know, when I teach personal branding, I teach it from a place of purpose. I don't just teach it from wherever else. I don't know wherever else is being taught. I teach from a place of purpose. What do you want to do with your life? Why do you think you are here? What are the natural gifts that you have that you can tap into? You know, purpose is something you birth. Purpose is not something you even discover. It's not something somebody teaches you. You birth it. You're born with purpose, but you lose it along the way based on all the things your parents say. Go to school to study this. You study it now. You're lost. You don't even know you've had children now. You don't even know what your life is about anymore. So you're gonna go back to the person that created you. You know, you've got to go back to that. And then, what gifts do you have? Your natural gift. So I realized that I could speak. I used to stammer. But I realized that I was beginning to find myself. I was beginning to find my voice. I was beginning to yearn for certain things that I used to run away from. God brought me back to those things. So if you want to start building your personal brand right now, don't be afraid that you're not missing out on anything. You know, and there's an Igbo proverb that says, whenever you wake up is your morning. So I really, that proverb is not complete. I'm sorry, but whenever you wake up is your morning. I need you to wake up now.
Yeah.
You know, you need to wake up now. Let's just add that part. You need to wake up right now.
Exactly. Yeah. This is your morning. Let's put it this way. This is your morning. Wake up now. This is your morning. Wake up now. Yeah. Emily, we can't thank you enough, guys. Before we let Emily go, because like you said, she's a mother of 4. She's a CEO, and she's building her, I call it the digital empire. She's building her digital empire from her pajamas. And you can do the same by following certain principles and strategies that a lot of people, Emily, myself, and so many other people out there are using to build their brands and also monetize their expertise. We'll be talking more about that. So if you have questions, please put it in the chat. Let us share those questions with Emily so that she can help you out, because trust me, if you want to book a session with Emily, it's not an easy something. So this is an opportunity for you to ask Emily those questions that you've always wanted to ask about your personal brand, about monetizing your gift, and the list goes on. So please, guys, put it in the comments while we take those questions and all that. So Emily, my own question would be, while we wait for others, would you say, because people say this like, I don't know where to start from, am I supposed to post on all social media platforms? You know, there's LinkedIn. Yesterday we had the LinkedIn queen Amoma come to share with us. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, there is Twitter. You know, there's just so many platforms. You know, how can I build this brand? What do I do? How can you help them with that?
Okay, so do you have to be on every platform? The answer is probably no. And but you can be on every platform. Actually, you can be on the platforms you want to be in. So currently we're working with a strategy in my company, okay, where we are creating content for one platform, but we are distributing it across 4 platforms.
Okay.
Right? So we call that your personal brand being omnipresent. You are in one place, but your brand is everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So your personal brand needs to be omnipresent, because you have some customers, or your ideal customers can be on TikTok. You know, recently I started building on TikTok. Between you and I'm not on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. Right? My team is managing that for me.
Yeah.
So they tell me we have 5,000 followers on TikTok, and that happened in a space of 1 week or less.
Wow.
On TikTok. Recently, one of our YouTube shorts got 5,000 views, and YouTube sent us that notification. You just hit 5,000 views on shorts. So my team told me as well. I'm like, great, good. So what I did was split myself. So I'm used to Instagram, and then I'm building on LinkedIn powerfully right now. I'm not joking about it. Like playtime, I'm done. So I'm building on LinkedIn. I've been posting on LinkedIn since January, like every day on LinkedIn. So the same thing I was doing on IG, I'm going to bring it to LinkedIn and even double down on it and really, really run as fast as I can on LinkedIn. So my team is responsible for posting on TikTok, posting on YouTube. So 4 platforms. So what we're doing is this. We're starting a podcast, the Speak Live podcast. My name on IG is Emily Speaks Live, right? So we're starting the Speak Live podcast, and we're going to, the way podcasts are being done right now, podcasts are not like audio only. You shoot it like you're shooting a YouTube video, so you're actually recording a video. So we're going to shoot the podcast as that. We're going to put that whole long form video content on YouTube. So that's one part. That's 2 parts. The podcast is one. The YouTube is the second one. Then we're going to chop the video, that same video, we're going to chop it into 60 seconds, 30 seconds reels, and we're going to put it on IG for reels, and we're going to take that same reels, that same video, and post it on TikTok and YouTube shorts. So that's actually 4 platforms, but 5, because YouTube has the long form, and then it has the shorts, the YouTube shorts. So that's how we are going to be on every platform, but not really be on every platform. So you don't have to start that way. When I started, honestly, I didn't start that way. But when I started also, there were no reels. There was no TikTok. When I started 8 years ago, we didn't have reels. We didn't have TikTok, right? So maybe if we had it right now and I was starting, I don't know how I'm going to start, but you don't have to start on all of that, because you probably don't have a team. When I started, I had no team. I was doing everything. I would shoot the video, only me and my phone, right? I would edit it. And all of these things have paid off, because now I teach my students how to do the same thing. Yeah. That's why you heard me from the beginning. I told you guys, my experience is priceless. I didn't buy it from anywhere. It's my experience. It's priceless. So you can start, right? You can start with one platform. Now, there's a video I'm going to drop on Instagram pretty soon. It's been ready like for 2-3 weeks, but I haven't dropped it yet. What is the best platform to build your personal brand? Is it TikTok? No. Is it Instagram? No. Is it LinkedIn? No. Is it YouTube? No. Is it X? Twitter? No. The best platform to build your personal brand is the platform where your ideal customers are. So you're going to figure that out. You're going to research that. Okay. When we started, we were everywhere. If I knew from earlier on, I would have been building on LinkedIn. They kept telling me, but I was busy with Instagram chasing followers. I'm being honest. If I had 100,000 LinkedIn community on LinkedIn, I won't be here. I'm telling you. This is the truth. I'm telling you guys the truth. But I've done that on Instagram. I'm grateful to God for all that I have achieved doing that. But now it's time to build on LinkedIn, because Instagram is, the more you look, the more you see. You have to be polished on there. It's not the more you look, the less you see. It's the more you look, the more you see. It will keep pulling you in. But LinkedIn is saner. I'm saying this, and listen, on LinkedIn, I have less than 3K followers. I'm saying this. But I love it there. There's sanity there. There's some seriousness and intelligence. There's some level of professionalism on there. I'm seeing people that are like in their professions. They are up there, top level guys, and I'm like, whoa. I ran into a lady the other day. She was there marketing one thing of Coca-Cola in Botswana. I'm like, ooh, and I'm on Instagram running wild.
Amazing.
All right, so back to the question Emeka asked, right? Yeah. Back to the question Emeka asked. You can start right where you are with what you have. That's the truth. All right. Starting is usually it's not easy. Yeah. Okay. So you're not going to start from where I am, because I didn't start from here. I would shoot videos in my car. When I drop my kids in school, I would drop them off before 7. No restaurant is going to be open at 7. The restaurant where I used to go and work from Genesis, they will not be open at 7. So I would sit in my car by my kids' school car park. I would apply a little makeup. I would shoot videos from there. I did this for a whole year. A whole year. I didn't have a tripod stand. I didn't have any, my house wasn't conducive to shoot. I didn't have any nice wall around my house. I didn't have frames. All right. So this is me being very truthful. But see where we are now. See where we are. We've done thousands of USD dollars just doing what we're doing. Teaching, coaching, consulting, speaking.
True.
So you can start with what you have. Starting is the most important thing. The growth will come. And at some point it will be fast.
Very true. Very true. Thank you so much, Emily. We really appreciate you and your time and everything you've shared. And the interesting thing is why we didn't want to put you in the box. That's why we wanted to speak from the heart, because we understand, we've listened to you, we've studied you, and we're like, okay, the best way you can, if you want to get the best of Emily has to speak from her heart. Because if she's scripted, you're not really going to enjoy the Emily brand, like the true Emily brand, which has a lot of fire and energy and passion. Is unscripted, and that's why we wanted to make this unscripted. Really happy and we're grateful that you spent your day, your time with us, and you've also helped us make history today, because this is the 4th edition, day 2 of the 4th edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Brand. I really want to thank you for making this happen. So thank you so much. So guys, please show Emily some love. Make sure you follow on all social media platforms at Emily Speaks Live, and on LinkedIn she's Emily Wale-Koya. Make sure you do that. Make sure you follow on LinkedIn, Emily Wale-Koya. So thank you so much, Emily. Thank you.
Thank you, Emeka, for having me, and thanks to your team. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, then you must have missed quite a lot, because day 2 kicked off with Emily Wale-Koya, the founder of the School of Personal Branding, an elite personal branding coach and trainer. And you must have heard her speak from her heart, telling you strategies, how she started, and why she's not relying on AI. Yes, her team uses it, but she's not using AI as her first brain. In case you're in the school of productivity, you understand what we call the first and the second brain. The productivity experts have said that when you should have a second brain, meaning that you should dump everything in your head into a productivity machine or a productivity system whereby you don't forget things and you get more things done quicker. Now, for a lot of people, AI has become probably their first brain, because they don't even think about anything anymore. AI does all that for them. But for Emily, AI is not her first brain. Her passion, her energy, her expertise, her experience is still her first brain, and she's leveraging it up until this time. Now, guys, thank you so much for everything that you've been with us for this journey from yesterday to today. And like we said earlier, it's even getting hotter. We are getting into the panel session where we have Mengo Sherastine, we have Felix Fombang, and we have Fetaru take us on an interesting journey on how they are building their brands, leveraging AI, beating the competition out of the water, and so much more. If that is something you're interested in and you like to learn more about, then when we come back from this short break, we're going to be bringing up these superstars who once again have been backstage listening, learning, and ready to share their insight. We'll be back after this short break.
The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the rise of AI.
Hi, my name is Lasisi Fombang. I'm one of the facilitators of the Content Creation Strategy with AI workshop. And one thing I can say is this workshop so far, I've seen how it has impacted people's life, how that, people that didn't know what they could do with AI, I've been able to understand how they can make their brands visible with the use of AI. And, hearing the questions, some of the people had to ask me, I could tell that, they are going to implement all of these things they've learned in their personal, brands and also in companies they work for.
The workshop was very impactful. I got to learn new things about content creation and also how to explore using AI tools. And what really stood out for me is the section where Mr. Emeka took and spoke about how we can actually use AI to create content.
Coming from a place where I wasn't so big on content creation, I think I'm leaving the workshop wanting to implement this knowledge.
I learned a lot from the content strategy workshop.
Sometimes I might be overwhelmed with what to put out in my music creation, but I get to consult maybe tools like ChatGPT, and also I'll be able to link these things with other apps to get a better result. So it was very important for me.
Miss Lasisi actually broke it down to the simplest that even a child can understand. And, she made it seem so seamless and, comprehensive, such that she explained how you can navigate, content creation on social media now that the world is going vast and the world is, going more digital. So, as a business person, with the whole struggle of finance and, getting somebody to manage your page, manage your brand for you, now you can do that on your own with the use of AI. And she taught us extensively how you can put AI to good use to help you, with your video creation, your graphics design, and even down to your captions, so it was very seamless and very impactful.
Alright, and so inclusively in the training, there was a place where we got to see a video of Mr. Emeka, the man that put all this together. And from all the things that he said, I think I'm really beginning to plan a trip, to some places. Let's get a few ideas from ChatGPT.
Emeka Ebeniro, the convener of the Personal Branding Summit, also shared insight and practical ways on how, you can use AI to plan trips, to land your dream job and also to write books. And, I could see the surprises in people's faces and how wow they...
The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the rise of AI.
Welcome back. Yes, we have Mengo Sherastine in the building, guys. Not only that, we have the one and only Fetaru. And the amazing thing is people are saying that they're here for Fetaru. Fetaru is not alone. We have the amazing Felix Fombang, my brother from Cameroon, also in the building, guys. So, guys, if you've been waiting for this session like I have been, you need to show us some love in the comments. Welcome, amazing panelists. Thank you so much for being here, for your patience. I know that the timing is different because I think it's about 2 or 3 hours ahead in Uganda and Kenya. Is that correct? So that this will be about 10 o'clock or something. Is that correct?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Whoa. 11 o'clock. Thank you so much, guys. I can't thank you enough for your patience and also for staying tuned. And please, if you are in Kenya, if you are joining us from Uganda, we celebrate you. We really celebrate you. We don't take your patience. We don't take your presence for granted. Thank you so much. So we're going to be going right into it. We're not going to waste any much time. Thank you so much, Felix, as well. So Mengo, you're the man right in front of us. People are looking at you all dressed in your suit and everything. So Mengo, you are a leadership expert and you also specialize in helping leaders build their personal brand. Now the question is, why should I build my personal brand as a leader? I'm already a leader. I already have some form of influence. Why do I need to build my personal brand as a leader?
For a leader, unless you're telling us you're already where you're supposed to be, or at least you're already where you want to be, then you have to continue building your personal brand. Personal branding is not an event. It's not something that happens. It's a journey of becoming. And there is no end to becoming if you understand it. You continue refining yourself, refining your craft, refining your leadership every day. Now, for leaders, personal branding is not even an option. It's a requirement. So show me one leader that is recognizable that you wouldn't tell me, or that you would tell me has not respected the rules of personal branding. You will not find one. Go back to the World War. I like giving an example of someone people don't like to hear about, but this is someone who understands personal branding. He will teach you more than AI can teach you. Go study Hitler. As I am mentioning him, all of us have a particular picture in our minds, all of us listening. We have a black and white picture of a guy in an SS uniform with a black tie, brown or gray shirt, mustache, with his hand doing the salute. Now, that is personal branding. That is auto-suggestion. That is image. There is that one image that people have in their minds about you that 50, 60 years on, they still remember you by it. How many times do we hear this? You know, so for personal branding for leadership is a requirement, because leadership is influence and nothing more, nothing less. So if you have not built that level of interest, then personal branding is your friend. And as I say, is that the future of branding is personal. We're not going to run away from personal branding, and anything that you're thinking to achieve right now, anything, be it money, be it fame, be it influence, be it helping others, be it saving the world, as you would say, it's all dependent on a strong personal brand, or at least a strong personal brand can deliver that. So our leadership is not simply about, because in Africa, and I'm sorry to say this, we only look at leadership from the very thin prism of politics. There are so many other ways you could lead, including just your community, including your family. The family you come from, you choose to lead, but you cannot lead even your own family without influence. And personal branding is that, I don't want to call it a shortcut, but that sure path to building influence. Because what? You're becoming a thought leader. You cannot lead without becoming a thought leader, at least in this day and time. And we are talking about AI, and I'm happy that the last speaker mentioned that AI is not everything. I cannot tell you that I don't use AI. I use it when appropriate. And I have known for a fact that those who lead in anything today, think of America, the superpower. What is it that they are strong in? They are strong in technology. That's the main differentiator today. People are scared of China and its power over the cyberspace. They are leading on that front. They have led in many other fronts that may not be appropriate to discuss in this platform, but we are saying those who have differentiated themselves even in terms of leadership in the many sectors of life, they have led from the prism of technology. Now, the technology of the day is AI, so you either align or you get replaced. And the talk of this platform or this summit has been, will AI take away my job? It will for sure if you don't align. And by aligning, you must first learn how it works, what it is, how it works, and how it can serve you best where you are. It's about how AI can serve you, not how you can use AI to create shortcuts. It's how AI can serve you to perform better where you are. And as Emeka said, it's about it being your second brain. You must have that originality. And now it's going to be soon a battle of authenticity. I was just the other day, I said, let me just do a Google search on the nexus between personal branding and AI. The first article that came is a Forbes article, and because I have used ChatGPT enough, I could see the article is ChatGPT. The writer did not even bother to go and re-edit and make the article more original, which means, again, the ideas were not originally his. So again, I would ask myself, the editor of Forbes does not use AI because he would have noticed it. Me as a layman, I'm not an editor. I would consider myself a layman in terms of AI, but I could see that the article is AI generated and not very well edited. So as a previous speaker again said, are you losing your voice? Are you losing your identity through AI? Now, where I'm seated, I'm already past AI, that I know this is inevitable. It is happening. We can't change anything. So the question is, where are we headed next? The next level is, the same way you see a vintage car now is the same way you're going to look at a person who doesn't use AI in the next few years.
Awesome. I want you to hold that thought in terms of where are we going on next. There's something you mentioned about image, and there's someone on this panel that is the queen of image consulting, and I would like to bring her up. It's none other than Fetaru. Faith, you have built a reputation for helping people build their images, and now that we're in the era of AI, the question people ask is, would AI take over my voice, my image? I have, spent years in building this image, this influence for myself. And even if I don't know that I've been doing it, maybe it has been unintentional, but I still have one. So now let's break it down, Faith. How can people build images that go beyond AI, or an AI-proof image, as we may put it?
Well, thank you so much, Emeka, for this question. And I would like to start it this way, picking off from what our previous speaker, Miss Emily, shared about our purpose. So I believe it's important, firstly, for someone to craft their image, firstly, from who they truly are, from their identity and their purpose, because I believe this holds a firm place for them to be able to evolve in their image, so that if anything like AI actually comes in place, it's just there to enhance your image or whatever you're doing to build your image, but it's not going to replace who you truly are. For example, yes, I am Faith Fetaru. I'm the image consultant. That is where my purpose is. That's where my fulfillment is. I know it. So what do I do? My role is to use AI to just amplify who I truly am. That could be through the content that I put out. It could be the blogs, the articles, and everything. And again, like how Sherastine said it, you have to put into consideration things like editing, adding in your creativity, even as you are using AI generated things. I can use an example. Now, when people started generating AI photos and everything at some point, which is not bad, but at some point I felt like they're constantly communicating an image that is not truly theirs, especially when it came to the images. They were overly doing it. There's no issue using those images, those pictures. But again, there needs to be a balance. There are people who took it to their profile pictures. Some were using them as headshots, as professional headshots. Like they were using them for the content. Everything was AI photos and generated photos. And you could see that if you met the person physically, then you would realize that there's a big difference from who they were physically and the AI photos. So that sometimes comes off to people as if you are being deceptive or, all these things. Yes, those pictures are good. They're going to enhance your brand online. But again, mix it up with your natural photos, like how we have appeared on this call and this video. You're seeing the real us, the real Faith Fetaru, if you met me physically. So it's good to create a balance even as you're crafting your image online, because image comes in aspects of appearance, aspects of behavior, things to do with business etiquette and other etiquette types, the communication and digital footprint. So if we are to even relate your image to do with your behavior, AI is not going to replace you there. There are courtesies that you are going to use as a human being that AI, which is a computer development, cannot do. You see, for example, if I met someone, AI is not going to smile, is not going to say thank you all the time. It's not going to do things that a normal human being who has emotional intelligence can do. So that is the beauty of having to balance it all. So AI cannot really replace you even as you're communicating your brand or your image, because image is both online and offline. As you build your brand, you have to look at the online bit and offline bit, because you can win a deal online by communicating a certain image, but physically someone meets you and you're totally opposite and you're not exactly what they were looking for. So it's good to always strike a balance even as you communicate your image, because that definitely shows people that you are authentic and you are trustworthy. It increases your credibility to people. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Faith. I love the way you've put it, talking about image and also talking about the importance of authenticity. I think that's one area a lot of people need to focus on. And you also talked about communication. No matter the tools that you have out there, you need to communicate for yourself. And talking about communication, we have the one and only Felix Fombang, an amazing individual that has built a brand by transitioning from being a brand manager to becoming a financial controller or a financial manager. Now, Felix, the question people will ask is, how did you do it? Did this affect your brand or your image in any way? Because I'm sure your friends at the beginning of your career used to hang out with you and know you as Felix, our friend that used to work in radio and was a brand manager, is now the one, making some key financial decisions, in his organization. How did that, did that affect your brand in any way?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Emeka, and thanks to all the previous panelists as well. It's a difficult one to come on to this conference with all the prior speakers we've had before. Hopefully, I'm able to pass on a great message. To your question, I think a lot of the speakers have spoken to the authenticity, the aspect of communication, and as you said, transitioning from a communicator or a radio presenter or broadcaster to my call today as a finance manager. Does that kind of change who you are from a personal branding standpoint? I personally don't think so, and I'll justify why. I think when I started off as a radio animator, just like Emily earlier said, I was extremely shy. I would write articles and take them to the radio. And this fateful day, the main editor said, but why bring in articles when you can actually present them? So come onto the radio, come and do a presentation on what you're writing and why you're doing it. And that is how I started off as a radio communicator or a presenter or a broadcaster at age 15. And this became, I would say, a passion for me, discovering my purpose, discovering my passion in who I am and what is it I bring out there to the world. And as we were going along with the other speakers, a lot of questions I see. Sorry, pardon me if I'm looking at another screen. How do I stay consistent with communicating my content to my audience? How do I do this working 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 jobs and all? Now, the communication role opens a lot of doors for me. This was a blend of my talent, my passion, and my purpose. And I had to use this to ensure that I sell myself out there. So by the time I got into uni, literally I was studying finance or accounting, as I'll call it. I was doing accounting in the university, but my side gig was always more of going out there and understanding or trying to help my peers, trying to help companies, be an MC for my friends' birthday parties, or for, I would say, an event, or for a wedding. I would tend to do that. And that helped me to build network with people. Now, the other thing with this is that it created some level of consistency, which Faith was talking about, and same with Mengo. People began to know me as, hey, if I got an event, who do I need to call? I would call Felix. But on the background, I continued doing what I was supposed to do in the university, studying accounting. And by the time I was graduating, the network I had built around the fact that I was a prominent communicator in that city, or a prolific speaker, or people knew me as a communicator. And so they could trust what I said. They could see how authentic I was in my communication. But when I graduated, then I faced a challenge on my personal brand. Who did people know me to be? They knew me as a communicator. How then do I sell myself as somebody who's done finance and is looking for roles in that aspect? This is where I go back to Emeka's question. Did that affect my personal brand? I think for me, personally, it did, because I saw it as a challenge to break through. But for the audience I built, for the network I built, they saw it as, this is transferable skill. He's built a brand on trust. He's built a brand on authenticity. He's built a brand on his purpose and his passion. I'm sure with what he has done academically, this could transcend into the deliverables we expect from him as an accountant, because educationally, I could prove that as well. So that brought a blend into my, I would say, my talent, my passion for communication, as well as my education as an accountant. And I'll give you another example. Back in the university, this was March 28, 2008. I got into an organization called Junior Chamber International. This was the first time, the first day I got there. And one of the training that was going on was the part to reinvent yourself. And at the end of the session, we were asked, what do you think you want to be in the next 1 year? This organization has principles around, you can't be a leader in the organization if you've not spent approximately 3 years in the organization. Not a stringent rule, but they want you to grow in the principles of this organization. And what did I do? I stood up and I told the trainer, I said, hey, I'm going to lead this organization in 1 year. And everybody was like, hey, but there are rules here to follow. I said, well, I know the rules. It's not a rule written on stone. I am going to lead this organization in 1 year. That was me putting on my passion and purpose for the first time. And I went around creating a team which till date, I would say in terms of their personal brand, we built up a brand of leadership where people could trust us in terms of what we were going to deliver. Because when I said I was going to lead this organization in 1 year, on the 27th or 28th of March, 2009, I was literally leading that organization as the president of Junior Chamber International in the University of Buea, Cameroon. So that gave me a lot of trust from the audience or from the people. And so when fast forward to when I graduated and I was looking for a job, the first person who hired me said, Felix, I've literally seen what you've built in less than 1 year. I've seen who you are. I know who you are. You're authentic. You've done your training in finance. I want to hire you as a finance assistant and administrative assistant. That was the first time I got into my job as a finance person or a finance professional. A second example, Emeka, I can also give you is on the line of my role today as the senior finance manager. When I joined this company, I was being interviewed back in Cameroon to move to Dubai. And one of the questions the interviewer asked me, what are you passionate about and where would you like to work? Now, shout out to all the Nigerians and South Africans on this call. My passion has always been, I always love to live in Nigeria. because of the passion these people carry, because of the force. Like somebody like Emeka or Emily, you could see the passion in what they say and how they communicate it. So it was always a drive for me to say, hey, you probably need to move to this city or this nation and learn to be like these people. That was one of my responses to the recruiter. The second one, I said, if not Nigeria, then South Africa. Nigeria was the top economy in Africa then. South Africa was the second. That was the year Nigeria became first. And so I told her, I said, these two economies, I would love to work in them because they are a growing economy. And it will give me the opportunity to showcase myself, to showcase my brand, to showcase my talent. And that is how I landed a job in the company I currently work for. Even in this company today, when I got to Dubai, what I tried to do, again, to merge my communication, the passion for communication and finance, to ensure that my brand is known as, yes, we could trust him with anything. We could trust him with something he's passionate about and he's going to do it. I started making myself available. When we have corporate events, I'll tell the director, hey, I'm going to be the MC of that event. And he goes, well, you are in finance. We have people in communications. They can do that. That's their job. But when I was given the first opportunity, till date, I still host events in the company. When there are employee events, I still host them. So I would say whatever thing you do, people are looking for authenticity. People are looking for consistency. People are looking for the value you are bringing in. Okay? People are looking for what is that network you've built. So if you are able to put these four things together, and your passion and your talent, you should be able to hold a brand to yourself, which when people see you, they don't just identify you by what you do. They don't just identify you by your 8 to 5, but they identify you by the passion and the value you bring to the table. So Emeka, I would say that is what has helped me to build a brand around, I would say, a brand or a communicator, as well as the fact that professionally I'm into finance or financial management.
Amazing. You took it to the next level. You took that question, you went deep into it beyond your own life experience. You also shared some principles in which we can also follow. Like you rightly said, you need to build the brand that people can trust, and people would see it from your passion, how you handle certain situations, and also how you deliver on those situations that you've been given. You shared your story about the times you're given to being an MC, and how you also volunteered to be part of the communications team, and how you decided to, you know what, I'm going to be the president of this organization or this club in 1 year. I've never heard that before, but you were able to do it. That is really amazing. I want to thank you for sharing your story. We're going to be coming back right to you, but right now we need to go to the man called Mengo. If you remember, Mengo talked about the future, and I told him, Mengo, you know what, you need to hold on to that. Just hold on. Let's take it easy there, because right now we need to go back. So Mengo, what are you saying about the future? What is the future going to look like when it comes to not only Africa, but to us as individuals, as stakeholders, as thought leaders, as experts? What is the future? What does the future look like for us?
Yeah, so talking AI again, a lot of focus is given to content creation. And I have nothing against content creation. I think even for me, AI has really helped even with doing video scripts, in churning out articles, doing posts, even though, again, I don't use AI as much because, again, I have been writing for such a long time. I've been in personal branding now close to 7 years, but I still use it from time to time. But I'm looking at 3 key differentiators, even as we are going past the age of AI, or even as we transition through it. And one of those key differentiators is that we're going to have originality and authenticity becoming a jewel. You can picture that most people have not been comfortable on screen. So AI has been that savior. So you can do an AI generated video and post it. You'll be very happy to do it. you'll be happy to post a photograph that is AI generated. And that's why, as Faith mentioned earlier, people, in fact, people overdid it to some level. But now we will get to a point where originality and authenticity is going to be vintage. It's going to be a jewel. It's going to be expensive, if that is anything to go by. Now, this is going to happen because a lot of the content will look similar or will look the same, because those who have studied especially ChatGPT and other generative and other AI writing software, you will see that the language, more or less, of course, I know they are still learning, but you realize that the voice or the tone is similar. Right now, there are keywords you can pick and tell that this is AI. So even the way they are going to do video, the way they are going to do voice, even and now you can see there is an issue of deepfakes. I forget the country that the election was almost tipped by a deepfake, because someone did a deepfake video of one of the candidates, and they believe to this day that the votes might have been affected just days to the election. So originality and authenticity is going to be a jewel. The second thing is we are now going to look at engagement and community over content creation, because right now everyone is empowered to create content, which was not the case 3 or 4 years ago. But now everyone can do content that looks quality and proper. But then it is not going to be a fair scale to put people on. We are now going to look at engagement and community, the quality of your engagement and the quality of your community. Now on platforms like LinkedIn, where I spend a lot of time, you will realize that everyone is doing content, but how many people are actively engaging and engaging fruitfully to add value to the lives of others or to add value to other people? So engagement and community is going to be key as we continue with this journey of AI. The third point, which I consider very important to us as experts, is going to be a deep understanding of target audience and down to the individual. For me, my target audience is leaders. I talk to leaders. Those are the people my message is aimed at. But soon it will be known whether I understand leaders to the individual. By my voice, by my tone, by my message. My brand message will determine whether I understand my audience to the individual, that I'm not only talking to a group saying leaders, I am talking to that one leader and giving them the value that they are seeking. So with these items, or as I have listed, the issues of originality, engagement, community, understanding of audience to the individual. So then what I propose, or the challenge I throw at everyone trying to build their brand, the grand purpose for me, now I'm assuming you are beyond the stages of self-awareness, you are beyond the stages of choosing the value you want to bring to the marketplace. I'm assuming you're beyond the stage of choosing who your message is targeted at. I'm assuming you have chosen. Just to mention a little bit about social channels, I always advise, not all channels will work with you. But as most of the speakers before me have said, test all channels, see the one that gives you the most results, then focus on that channel and give the most. Yeah, use the Pareto principle, give the channel that gives you the most energy. Now you are beyond all that. Now the challenge I throw is choose to lead, not only to lead yourself or only to lead your organization. Choose to lead your segment and your industry. And this is the best way for you to build a personal brand, to choose to lead, because a leader thinks different. A leader does not think like the others. A leader wants to be a trailblazer. A leader wants to come out original. A leader wants to discover things on the behalf of others. A leader wants to serve. A leader wants to be seen, not just for the sake of it, but to be seen so they can serve more people. So when you choose to lead your segment or you choose to lead your industry, automatically you have differentiated yourself. You are building that brand of an industry leader, that this is my area. If my area is finance, I choose to lead in the segment of finance. What are the newest technologies in finance? How best can these tools serve other people? Choose to be the one who goes to do the critiquing. Choose to be the one who goes to look for the nitty-gritties. Choose to be the one who brings information to the surface. In our country, we have one leader, which I know many of you may know. His name is Raila. Raila was known as the leader who would bring out scandals that nobody knew. And he built his, and it was easy to associate him as the person who will find information that no one imagines could be found. And he many times he brought scandals that nobody even knew existed. So I'm saying, be that leader who pushes your segment forward, that when we think of the world of personal branding, will the name of Mengo come to the surface as the man who led the revolution through AI, through all these other things? Emeka is already doing it. He's already gone ahead of us. He has created a platform for people to come and debate these issues. We are talking now, he's the one who has empowered us to come on his platform and speak. He has chosen to lead. How many other branding summits do you know like these ones that are happening? All of us, I can bet you, all of us personal branding consultants, we had this in mind, but we were not the ones who stepped up to the plate and actually created the platform. So Emeka has already differentiated himself. So can you do the same thing Emeka is doing in your own industry? I think let me stop there. Thank you, Emeka.
There's quite some silence. Are we perhaps missing Emeka? Oh yes, as we wait for him, I'm just gonna add something to what okay.
Yeah, Faith, I think you should go on. Based on Emeka is having some challenges here with his system. So he was talking about just picking up from where Mengo ended in terms of how then where do we go from here in terms of the AI space and personal branding? I mean, if we look at what Emily mentioned, and probably I would allude to that to also say sometimes we have those challenges, right? Where are we actually using it the right way? Or so in your space as a coach, as somebody who's been in this field, where do you think the direction, where are we heading to in terms of AI and personal branding?
Thank you once again. In terms of where we are headed to, I think I'll pick up from where Mengo left. Number one, what do you want to really be known for? The truth is, as we build these professional brands and everything, number one, there's something anyone out there has to say about us. For example, maybe they'll say she smiles a lot, or maybe she's this, So either one way or the other, whether we know it or not, we are communicating. We are brands. Let me just make it simple. We are brands, and that brand is being communicated to the world. Now, as we are transitioning to the brands that we are and merging it with our professional brands, I think it's important to know what we want to be known for in this world. And I believe that is something that is going to guide us on how AI will take over, or what we're going to use AI to do. Number one, do you want to make impact? I'm someone who is so passionate about humanity. I'm so passionate about touching a life. For me, those are the things that really give me joy when I coach someone, when I consult for a company or organization, when I see the transformation or end results. That's literally what gives me joy. So now, knowing that that is what I live for, to see people's brands and the image enhanced, and visibility is gained and all these things. For me, that is what gives me satisfaction. But now, how do I see myself use AI in this particular purpose that I have? So I see that it's going to increase, definitely, like she said, like Emily said. Besides AI, a lot of things are going to come in play. We're going to have many things come up, but the truth is, how do we then use these things to fulfill our purpose? For me, because purpose is really key. So one of the things I see that will really happen is that processes are going to be simplified. Let me use it this way. This is already happening, and one of the things we do for some of the clients who need social media accounts to be managed with a colleague of mine, there's something that we do, use chatbots and everything. So those things really simplify life. You see the space where people would maybe employ people to do the writing and everything. Yes, the writing is there, but then with all these chatbots and all these massive volumes of content that is created, we see that a lot is accomplished in a very minimal time. Like, it's very time efficient. And also see that people are going to really minimize on the costs, because if you are going to do lots of employment, maybe writers and all these things, that's definitely going to increase people's costs. But now with AI and all these things in play that are also coming up, I see that people are going to minimize the cost that they have to incur, because they have all these things in play. You can have things, HotSuite and all these other social media management tools to run things for you very fast using AI. You have Canva and all its AI details helping you make very beautiful videos, and everything is just moving so fast. You're cutting costs, you're saving time, you are having so much. So I see all these things happening, helping people to evolve in their purpose, helping them to achieve their goals, helping them to impact more lives, and to help them impact more organizations. And then at the same time, on the negative side of it, I see a point where people are losing out on their creativity. Why I say that is because over relying on tools like AI and other things is definitely it sort of makes people become so comfortable. Like, yeah, I can have this thing written, I can have this done. So yeah, I'm good, I'm sorted. But those are the negative sides of it that I see happen more in the future. People will become more reliant on these tools than their natural creative abilities. And then, of course, the quality concerns, like Mengo mentioned an example earlier on. People are going to just have maybe GTP have to come up with an article or a blog or something, and they don't edit it, and they just put it out like that. So that also forms in trust issues here and there. So even as all these things happen, both on the positive side and on the negative side in the future, I believe we should primarily focus on what our purpose is, what we want our brands to communicate, what we want to be known for. As long as we're clear about that, we are going to make clear decisions pertaining to our brands. Even as we use these tools, we're going to know how they may become a disadvantage and how they also foster our brands. So let me just give an example on how definitely, even as we use AI in the near future and everything, or other technologies that are going to come up, how we use them is, let me give an example of America. If you see USA, as a country, they have branded themselves so amazingly. I mean, many countries, I'm not trying to downplay any country. I also come from a country, but if you look at United States of America, they have really branded themselves as a country to a point where the dollar itself is super branded, that it affects a lot of things in multiple countries. Once the dollar rates, go high or low, it's affecting things in different countries. Those are some of the challenges we have. So now, and let me give another example. If you had $1 and maybe a pencil wrote something on it, chances are clear that it will be denied in different spaces, or different banks or forex bureaus will not accept it. That is how powerful they have branded themselves. So what I would really share from my heart is that just like America's done it as a country, And as Mengo has shared before, and even Felix has shared before, let's look at our sole reason for our purpose, which is our purpose, our sole reason for branding, which is our purpose. And let's see to it that we are the best at it, that we are amazing, that the world knows us for these things. And as we do that, we are impacting lives. I would always say that whatever we do, let's impact lives. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Faith. Thank you very much. You know, the end of it there, that let's impact lives. For me, that's the key of it in everything we do. If you are passionate about helping people, you know, I think at the beginning on the backstage when I was talking of when this went up on LinkedIn, the number of say feedback we got from those whom you've been coaching. I was telling Emeka when we had an off call, I'm like, yeah, you've really picked up some powerful people here to talk on this branding summit. So thanks very much. I think for me, just to add there, I would go to, permit me look at my other screen here. I would go to Sapphire's question, that how can you consistently build your personal brand when you work full-time and have just a little time left, when so much goes into building your personal brand? I think Faith answered part of that question already when she mentioned the United States. The United States, it's, as she said, it's a brand today, not because they woke up one morning and they were able to do all of this. I strongly believe in the fact that there is a step-by-step approach or a day-to-day engagement you do with yourself that also helps you to be able to build a brand that is trustworthy and reliable. That is what the US has done. Let's contextualize it to us as individuals, right? I think I didn't make mention of this when I was talking about myself and my journey on personal brand, but you would see Mengo, for example, dressed in a suit and a tie at 11 p.m. in his country now. That is something that it will remain in my mind to know that, okay, this is how I expect to see him, because he said it even when we were preparing for this session. Now, I remember back 2010, 2009, 2010, when I was transitioning from university to my professional life, and I was working from a 20-foot container. And every day I would wake up dressed in a suit and tie and go into that 20-foot container in the heat of our nation, Cameroon, 33 degrees, and I'm walking in that container, and everybody's like, Felix, what is wrong with you? Suit and tie under this heat. I said, don't worry about it, I am fine. But what I can tell our audience today is that this is a span of over 14 years now. That is something which, if you come to my present organization and you ask, who is that person who is always here in a suit and tie, you will most likely get my name being mentioned, because that is something I've built throughout all the companies I've worked for, that Mondays through Wednesdays, I'm in a suit and tie at work. Thursday, I'm in a blazer. Friday, I'll normally go in an African attire or something, an African fabric to work. So that builds a brand. Again, people need to know who you are, right? I always tell people, even at work, I'm a Christian, I'm a father, I'm a husband, okay, before even being a finance manager in the company. So you need to communicate exactly who you are. Now, again, it's not going to be done, Sapphire, it's not going to be done in one day, right? It's going to be over time, consistency. That's what I spoke about, the second point on consistency. You need to constantly show yourself forth the way you want people to address you. There is this common saying, dress the way you want to be addressed. And for me, that has taken me, I would say this 10, 12 years to get to that point where sometimes I even struggle with it. Do I really want to continue with this suit and tie and all? I tried to break out of it, but I couldn't. So that's a brand I've built, which I now struggle to see, what do I need to evolve with? Now we are talking about AI. Where AI comes in when I talk to people about personal brand or trying to coach them in their career, AI is not going to go away. AI has been there for a very long time. I remember 2008 when I started using Facebook, 2009 LinkedIn, we would try to target specific audience when we are doing marketing online. So these tools have always been there. They have just gone to another level, which we also have to try to operate at that level. However, as Mengo mentioned, you don't want a situation where you put out an article and people are not sure of what is the originality of this. How can I feel the person behind it? As Faith said, she would coach people. They want to see that smile. They want to know that they are talking to a human being. Mengo also mentioned the same thing. They want to ensure that you are connecting with them one-on-one. So that's what you are selling. What you are selling, it's about what you are selling. It's about your trust. It's about that confidence you build. It's about that experience. That is something AI will not be able to do. But let me give a scenario. When we were preparing for this, and Emeka and I were talking about it, I just told myself, I said, let me go to ChatGPT and find out about personal branding. And of course, it gave me all the information on personal branding. It gave me information I could use to prepare a PowerPoint slide, right? But I told Emeka, I said, for me, it's about that originality. I need to talk from the heart. I could prepare the slides and share and all, but if you don't share your experience, people learn from experience and they tend to build their lives as well on that. So AI is there as a tool just to augment what you are doing or to facilitate what you are doing. But each and every one of us, you don't want, you know, this algorithms can actually pull out information as well from the web and put it up on your behalf. I'm sure we know that, and many people are falling prey to that. So we should be able to as well moderate that aspect of it, read through what we are getting, okay, read through the information that we are picking up on AI, and also try to put in our own personal touch to it. If not, people are always going to see through that. People are going to see through the fakeness of the, if I can use that word, the fakeness of the article you're posting, the fakeness of the brand you're trying to build, because they cannot see the person behind that screen. So there is a lot of trust to be built. There is a lot of authenticity to be built. And to close out before I pass on to the other speakers. So my wife, for example, runs this platform, Passports Beyond Borders. And this was built on our experience traveling across the world. And she saw that there was a need for people to understand what are the intricacies when you travel around the world. What are the intricacies of settling in a country you've never been to? And so she came up with this concept to help out, to provide information. Now, AI will give you information about, say, a city like Aberdeen, where we are today. But as an individual moving into Aberdeen, you could also get that information everywhere, but you wouldn't understand the struggles we had settling in this city. So I think that's where we need to balance what we are trying to get from AI, what we are dependent on from I would say AI, as well as trying to ensure that we merge our originality as well as people's expectations of who we are. So that would be my take about kind of merging AI and personal branding. And I'd like to pull back Mengo to come in. Okay, I think we have a maker now, so I'll step back from the role of a moderator and hand over to him.
Thank you so much, Felix. I love what you've done. Thank you so much for stepping in and also sharing your story and what you're doing with your wife on the platform Passport Beyond Borders. And you're really correct, because even me being an immigrant stepping into the UK, there was so much that I did not know about, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I remember the first time I went to South Africa myself, and I went on a business trip. I was trying to get into a business, so I needed to find partners and all. It's different. What you read on Google, what you read in the paper, what people post is different from what you see on ground. So it's always good for you to have that firsthand experience, information from people that have gone through that same thing that you're trying to go through. Let them guide you so that you don't make some mistakes. Something as little as the energy provider you use, the broadband provider you use, and it's just those little things, even where you shop. Those little information can take you a long way as an immigrant, or you just stepping into a new climb. So thank you so much, Felix. We really appreciate you. So I'm going to be bringing back
everyone that has been on this panel so that we go through one round of questions. But before I do that, I would like to hear from you guys. Why is everywhere quiet? It seems like we're only 5 people here having so much fun, and you watching us back home, watching us on your device, or probably watching us on LinkedIn. You've not really asked us any questions. Is everything clear? Is there nothing you are going through? Is AI okay for you? Just let us know. We would love to hear from you. Please put in those questions. Let's see how we can, from our experience, share with you what we are doing, what our own failures are, and you can learn from that. But we're going on the short break. When we come back, I'm going to be bringing on stage the image consultant Fetaru, the financial controller Felix Fombang, and the personal branding expert for leaders, Mengo Sherastine, on stage, where we're going to be asking them one round of questions. And I want you to prepare your questions because they're going to be breaking it down, no holds barred, to help you navigate your personal brand in 2024 and moving forward. We'll be back after this short break.
The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the rise of AI.
The journey of 1,000 miles only begins with what? One step. And we all have what it takes. As long as you stay consistent, persistent, and nothing else can hold you back. Over the last 3 years, we founded Property Wealth Education, and we help mentor, we teach people exactly what to do in property in building their own wealth. The test is here. The test is all about helping you transition from the ordinary to the extraordinary. I've been through this journey myself. I went from an ordinary guy to becoming an extraordinary individual. And you too can become extraordinary. The test is all about helping you convert your weakness, your struggles, your adversity, your pain, your challenges to becoming a success, to become an overcoming entrepreneur. I wrote this book, The Test, to empower you, make you understand challenges make you stronger and challenges make you becoming a successful entrepreneur. Now, click on the link below this video, get yourself a copy of this book. I want to see how this book has transformed you. I want to hear from you the successes, the greatness that you've achieved for yourself after reading this book. I can't wait to see you there. I'll see you soon. Take care.
The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the rise of AI.
Guys, we are back from that short break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, then I'm sure you've missed quite a lot because this is the tail end of the second day of the 4th edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding. And I have here with me 4 or 3 amazing experts in personal branding. We have the lady in our midst, Fetaru. We have the gentleman with his suit and tie, Mengo Sherastine. And of course, I have my brother all the way from Cameroon, that no other than Felix Fombang. So guys, I really want to thank you so much for all that you've shared and being part of this summit. Now, we know that we're going to be wrapping up right now. What are the things that people need to avoid? What are the things, the pitfalls they need to avoid in this new era? AI, we have deep fake, which is AI can clone your face and people can create videos and it looks like you. We have voice synthesizers whereby AI can clone your voice and it will sound like you. And even you saw what we did in the conference, creating your own avatar where you had your real image and you had your avatar. So it tells you the possibilities of AI. So the question now is, what do we need to avoid? How can we not fall victims of this new trend and revolution? So I will start with the lady in our midst, Faith Fetaru.
Thank you so much for that. That's an interesting one. And I feel like it's something that we shared something about already. But yes, it's something we shared on already. But just to re-emphasize certain things, we talked about authenticity, to just show up as yourself. I can use an example. Maybe let me come to the bit of content creation, even when it comes to text. You see, when it comes to content, people want to engage. People mostly engage with content that is relatable to them. And most times, the only way you can do that is when actually, even if you use AI, but you can use your human perspective to edit that content, because AI can help you give ideas. It can give you suggestions. It can, for people who are actually asking how they can be consistent, just to go there a bit, some of you, you see, when we are using AI actually gives you lots of options. It gives you suggestions. So if you're wondering, okay, tomorrow, what am I going to post? What am I going to do? It gives you all these suggestions and helps you to be able to create more content, or you can actually create lots of content and keep it as a batch. You publish it and you schedule them and they keep coming. So even for that person who was talking about how they can handle personal branding and career, that's how you can have it handled. You have this content created prior, and then you can just schedule it and it keeps going through the month, or, and it helps you save time and you can focus on other things. And then I just wanted to drop in there and help someone there.
Awesome.
But now coming back to our question, it helps you. And also, let me give an example of myself. Every time I do a video, people love my videos. I just come with a certain kind of energy. And I believe AI cannot actually defeat that. It cannot. Anyway, so, or even if I'm just doing a video and I'm using my voiceover, there's this energy, you can feel all my reactions, my gestures and everything. You can feel them in my voice and everything, but AI might not go to that extent. You understand? So it's good to show up as the authentic you. The authentic you is not just about the professional aspect, but who are you? I'll always show up and smile. I'll show up and, use energy and use these gestures, and that will communicate something to people. For example, as someone recently asked me a question, how is it that great people you just have a lot of great people in your connection in different countries and everything, but it's because that is me showing up as me to people. And I just find myself as a likable person to them, and they really connect to them. I have people reach out to me many times, Faith, come and help us do this. Can we do this together? Or I just love to connect with you. I get that a lot. And that's because I always just show up as me. I'm just the real me. So even if AI, a lot of things to do with AI are created, avatars and everything are created as me, but let people connect to the authentic me, that will sort a lot of things. Yeah, that's something I could really add to.
I love the way you talked about, connection and also writing. And I know that Felix is someone that writes a lot, and I've read a few of his pieces, and I can say something for sure. It's definitely not AI written, because there's a lot of passion and insight, and it's deep, and sometimes AI can produce that. Yes, AI writes well in terms of grammar and structure, but in terms of the content, the connection with what you are reading, you wouldn't get that with AI. So Felix, tell us a little bit about your writing process and how we can write such amazing pieces that definitely in first glance, we know that it wasn't AI that wrote that.
Well, that's a tough one. My wife is online listening now, so I need to be careful the way I answer this. I always tell people, she's the writer, she's more of the writer. I will think through it. And normally what I tend to do is when the thought starts coming through, I tell her, Boo, please record. Because for me, to sit down and write sometimes is challenging. As Emeka said, I'll put up maybe one article a week, but that has taken me, it's a consolidation of, I would say, experiences throughout maybe a certain period of time. And I'm trying to squeeze them into a very concise manner that no one stays for long on the article to get to what I'm trying to pass across. Now, but when I'm not writing, I would have the thoughts flow, and I'll ask my wife, please record or please take note of these key points. Then when we come back, if I need to sit down and develop that, I'll do it. So going to Faith's point there, and what I think all of us have mentioned, so that authenticity of it. Sometimes I see other people's articles and I could tell that there is some AI stuff, chat GPT response going out here. It's not bad, but what I tend to do is that sometimes I'll call to really find out, okay, what exactly were you trying to pass out? So I get the original message from the author himself or herself, and then I know that, okay, this is the message we're trying to get across, and I can build my own thoughts around it. We would see a lot of articles that have been written. As I said, my wife will write, and we'll have to sit back, and I go through it. I'm like, I think we should take this off. I think we should take this off. I think we should take this off. Because there is also the aspect of time that people spend online.
Yeah.
The reading span of I think they said it's about 90 seconds or so to go through, and if you are not interested in it, you check out. So I'm always keen on that. How do I make my message as concise as possible, where within 60 seconds, you reading through this article, you picked up exactly the points I need you to pick out from it. So that's something I think with the use of AI, it could help authors, it could help writers, but again, they need to put in their originality on it. I'll give you one last example. We're working on somebody's CV or preparing someone for an interview, and we went through the job description, and a friend of mine simply said, why don't we put this on ChatGPT to give us responses to those questions? And they were spot on. If I was on the other side of an interview reading through those responses, I would say, yeah, fantastic. This is somebody whom I would love to have in the job. But the difference will come in the way we would articulate it when we meet that person face to face. That is where a lot of people will face that challenge. So I would say, yes, we shouldn't shy away from AI or from the respective tools we have in place, but we should ensure that even if we get those responses, even if we get those articles, even if we get those search results from the respective tools, let's be able to master them and put in our own touch to it before publishing it out there or before having that conversation with someone, because a lot of people can cram stuff, right? And you could cram and you think, oh, you will not be caught up in it. No, somebody is going to pick that up. So I would say, yes, use it to your advantage, but make sure that your originality doesn't fall short of what people are expecting.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, so talking about messaging, I know Mengo is an expert when it comes to helping leaders and thought leaders build their brand. So Mengo, the question now is messaging. What is the kind of message, or what kind of messages is expected from a leader? Because a lot of leaders out there, I would use the word, are accidental leaders. They are leaders based on the position they've been given, either in their religious institution or at the place of work or in their social class. But what's now that they've for whatever reason, they've taken that position of leaders, what type of messaging do they need to start communicating to their audience?
The easiest way to answer that would be, or something which maybe we should have mentioned earlier, and you'll allow me to digress a little bit, is for anything there ought to be a strategy. Even for your personal brand, there ought to be a strategy, because how do you know when you're wrong and when you're right? How do you know when you've left your path? So even if you're an accidental leader, at least there is a day that your position was proclaimed. And that is the day you should have sat down and created a strategy for what you want to achieve. In that position, there are things that are expected of you. There is your impact. How will you even measure your impact if there is no strategy in the first place? And now your messaging must have a strategy. Faith may know this, that it could be simply a content strategy, as we would call it today. It's a content strategy. Beyond a content strategy, you need a content plan, still addressing the messaging. Now, with a strategy and a plan, at least at the minimum, you could be assured of consistency. That is, if it is implemented to the T. But at least it has to start from a strategy that this is what I want to say. This is my message. But there are so many ways of putting my message across, still keeping the same message. There are many forms of putting out my message. It could be video, it could be written, it could be a post, it could be through a podcast, but your message should remain consistent. That brings us to what? With your personal brand, you must have had a leading attribute, what other speakers have called that which you are known for.
Yeah.
So I am a personal branding consultant. What do? I help leaders build their personal brands. You, where you are, who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? So you start there. You've started solidifying your foundation. You come up with a strategy. And I'm going to mention something because I know it is a problem with many people right now on this platform. Yes, you're telling me all this about my personal brand, but where do I start? What is this thing I can do tomorrow? Just as Faith and Felix have mentioned. What is this thing I can do tomorrow to feel like I'm starting to build my personal brand? So first of all is you need self-awareness, because without self-awareness, it is even more difficult to be consistent, even with your messaging. Because without self-awareness, you're going to be faker than AI. You're going to be saying things you don't really believe in, things that are not even consistent with your character, things that are not even consistent with your personality. Okay? So you would even move to fields that are inconsistent with your character and your personality, and that will so much weaken your brand voice and the strength of your brand as a leader. So I'm going to offer something. I created what I call a personal branding guide. It's a very easy, I did it in PowerPoint. It was the easiest to do. I give it for free, by the way. So Don't accuse me of self-promotion. I give it for free if you get in contact with me on all social media. The beauty of that guide is that it is so simple. It will ask you the questions that are considered simple but not easy. Most people see it and they tell me, this one I'll send it back in 12 hours. And they never talk to me in 1 month because it has asked them the difficult questions they have always been running away from. But these are the questions that will help you to solidify your personal brand, to even decide whether personal branding is the thing you want to do or not. There are some people who thrive in just being under the radar. We know them, and some of them thrive off of that. So when they read this kind of documents or the kind of books that have been put out about personal branding, it helps them to decide even whether this is a journey they are ready to take. So as a practical way of answering your question, Mr. Emeka, I will offer this guide for free to your viewers that it may help them. Once they finish filling in the questions, they see their brand come to life. They see themselves a bit differently. There are tools even for self-awareness. There's a way they call them the personality tools. Some of them are free online. Use those tools. Even if they may not be 100% accurate, at least they'll give you 80% of what maybe you think you are and you're not, or what you think you're not and you are. So these are simple things, but to help you formulate a strategy. Felix can bear me witness that nothing leaves the ground and moves properly in an organization without a clearly articulated strategy.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, for you to be consistent, even the guy of asking about 9 to 5, just as Faith answered rightly, the one asking about consistency, it all stems from a strategy. So do three things. And now let me give you the permission to use ChatGPT to do this. Go ask ChatGPT to help you with a strategy for your personal brand. Give it as much information about yourself. It may not be 100% accurate, but it will give you something to start with. Okay. So let it help you formulate a personal branding strategy for yourself in your niche or in your area. Then let it go further and help you create a content strategy. Then let it go further and help you create a content plan that works with where you are in life right now. Don't put a content strategy that says you must post every 3 hours and you work for an Indian like some of us. So you will be sacked. Nothing against Indians, but that's the experience here in Kenya. That's the closest example I could borrow. Nothing against them.
We understand.
Yes. So don't have a strategy that does not support where you are, because building your personal brand at this point, let me be clear, we have also not discussed the cost of building a personal brand, have we?
No.
The cost is high. Let's not lie to each other. It is going to cost you time, it is going to cost you effort and money too. Don't forget, if you want to dress like me, cash. You want to have African print in the UK, tell them how much your makeup is.
So,
Emeka, how much did it cost you to match your glasses to your shirt? So there's a cost to building a personal brand, and you have to be realistic from beginning that this is a process I want to take, but I can assure you it will pay back 5 to 10 times when you do it right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mengo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Faith. So, Felix, please help us wrap this up. It's been an amazing one. I love the way Mengo said it. It's true. You need to invest in your personal brand because, like we all know, your best investment is you. You are your best investment. So, Felix, looking at your journey, starting off as on radio as a communicator and evolving into core finance and still becoming a communicating financier. Oh my God, that's a lovely way to put it. Becoming a communicator and a financier, or someone that plays a key role in finance. And looking at your journey over the past decade, what would you say has been one key strategy that you can share with anyone out there that would help them move them faster to where they are going?
Wow. All right. I'll go back to Emily's point, and probably before I do that, just to thank my panelists as well. I've learned a lot. I think if I go back to the last point Mengo just spoke about, the aspect of time, the aspect of costs, right? The strategy. I just sat back thinking about it. The suits I bought back in 2009, you literally have to change them almost every 2-3 years because this is the image you've created, right? So it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of cost, it takes a lot of sacrifice to do that. Just as you mentioned, Faith, I'm sure there are times Faith will be like, oh no, I'm not putting on this smile, I am tired. But you are meeting up with an audience, you need to smile because that is the brand you build. You know, each time I see somebody with blue eyeglasses or the blue frames, I think of Emeka because all his videos, that's something which has been consistent with him. So it's a lot of cost. We may not be able to value it, even in terms of the time it takes in our minds to put that together, to put that strategy Mengo was talking about. But I would say one thing that has worked for me, I have in front of me here, it's been with me for the past decade. As I said from the beginning, I'm a Christian. I know who I am. 1 Corinthians 15:10, if you permit me say that, has been a guiding principle for me. By God's grace, I am who I am. And so I always start up with that to declare it to myself that I know I cannot do all of this by my strength. I need that spiritual authority over me. So for the audience, whatever your spiritual authority is, that's up to you. But for me, that's my number one strategy. I need to ensure that I know who is helping me throughout this journey. Secondly, as I said in the beginning, be authentic. If we have to go into some emotional challenges we've had on my journey on how to brand myself, I don't mind crying on this platform. We've had programs where people would even tell me before, Felix, please make sure you don't cry. I'm like, no, it depends on the feedback I'm getting and the vibe I'm getting from the audience. And you'll get somebody come up to tell you, this is something you said about 5 years ago. This is how it has transformed my life. Come on. There is no way you would want to play the big boy and, no, fantastic. That's great. Those are some of the things that people have seen me do, and they're like, yes, you are a leader in your own space and sphere, but we can see through you. We can see what you bring to the table. Lastly, I think Emily mentioned this, Mengo did, Faith did, that strategy of what are you bringing to that table. People want to be sure. People trust your brand, but at the same time, your brand is the person, and that person, it's a currency. And that currency, for me, I call it trust, which is very invaluable. So people need to see that trust. People need to be able to trust what you're bringing to the table. If, say, Mengo is talking with a leader today and tells that leader, hey, this is what I think that strategy should be. I have tried this, I have done this. I failed here a little bit, but this is how it was corrected. Please try it. That is an experience. That is a value we bring to the table. So that would be, I would say, kind of the way I've managed to keep myself and keep my brand to where it is today. Not a coach as Faith is or as Mengo is, but on the aspect of personal brand, it's something I would not joke with, because I know the distance I've gone so far is based on what people see and what people have been able to trust that, hey, this is Felix. If we call Felix at this time, we will get this result. If we are able to put him here, this is the result we will get. So that is what I try to live by each day. At the same time, ensuring that I'm living my purpose, which is passion for service through exemplary leadership. I have had this since 2008, and every day I try to live by that purpose, by that passion, and hopefully by God's grace, I'm able to impact lives out there. So that's where I'm going to close out. And technically, we have
the 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the Rise of AI.
Hi, my name is Lasisi Fombang. I'm one of the facilitators of the Content Creation Strategy with AI workshop. And one thing I can say is this workshop so far, I've seen how it has impacted people's life, how that, people that didn't know what they could do with AI, I've been able to understand how they can make their brands visible with the use of AI. And, hearing the questions, some of the people had to ask me, I could tell that, they are going to implement all of these things they've learned in their personal, brands and also in companies they work for.
The workshop was very impactful. I got to learn new things about content creation and also how to explore using AI tools. And what really stood out for me is the section where Mr. Emeka took and spoke about how we can actually use AI to create content.
Coming from a place where I wasn't so big on, content creation, I think I'm leaving the workshop wanting to implement this knowledge.
I learned a lot from the content strategy workshop.
Sometimes I might, be overwhelmed with what to put out in my music creation, but I get to, consult maybe tools like ChatGPT, and also I'll be able to link these things with other apps to get a better result. So it was very impactful for me.
Miss Lasisi actually broke it down to the simplest that even a child can understand. And she made it seem so seamless and comprehensive, such that she explained how you can navigate content creation on social media now that the world is going vast and the world is going more digital. So as a business person, with the whole struggle of finance and getting somebody to manage your page, manage your brand for you, now you can do that on your own with the use of AI. And she taught us extensively how you can put AI to good use to help you with your video creation, your graphics design, and even down to your captions. So it was very seamless and very impactful.
All right, and so inclusively in the training, there was a place where we got to see a video of Mr. Emeka, the man that put all this together. And from all the things that he said, I think I'm really beginning to plan a trip, to some places. Let's get a few ideas from ChatGPT.
Emeka Ebeniro, the convener of the Personal Branding Summit, also shared insights and practical ways on how, you can use AI to plan trips, to land your dream job, and also to write books. And, I could see the surprises in people's faces and how wow they
The journey of 1,000 miles only begins with what? One step. And we all have what it takes. As long as you stay consistent, persistent, and nothing else can hold you back. Over the last 3 years, we founded Property Wealth Education, and we help mentor, we teach people exactly what to do in property in building their own wealth. The test is here. The test is all about helping you transition from the ordinary to the extraordinary. I've been through this journey myself. I went from an ordinary guy to becoming an extraordinary individual. And you too can become extraordinary. The test is all about helping you convert your weakness, your struggles, your adversity, your pain, your challenges to becoming a success, to become an overcoming entrepreneur. I wrote this book, The Test, to empower you, make you understand challenges make you stronger and challenges make you becoming a successful entrepreneur. Now click on the link below this video, get yourself a copy of this book. I want to see how this book has transformed you. I want to hear from you the successes, the greatness that you've achieved for yourself after reading this book. I can't wait to see you there. I'll see you soon. Take care.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much. I just wanted to bring up our speakers back and thank them once, twice, and a million times on behalf of the team at the Personal Branding Summit. This has been an amazing summit because of this individual, this expert, these thought leaders that took out time and they've put together their knowledge, their expertise in this very few 2-hour plus session to come bring to you what for me is valuable. So much value has been shared today, and I can't thank them enough. I want to thank Mengo. I want to thank Faith, because looking at the time, this is almost midnight and they're still here with us. We do not take it for granted. And of course, I want to thank my brother from Cameroon, Felix Fombang. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. On behalf of the team, we want to thank you once, twice, and a million times. Thank you, guys. So please, we're definitely going to get across here, because this is not going to end here. We still have like a workshop and so many other interventions that we want to involve you in, and we hope that when we come calling, you would answer. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Take it. Thank you so much, guys. We love you.
Thank
We
you.
love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you so much. So, guys, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Do not go anywhere, because if you like to know, find out the team that put this all together. If you want to know the team that put this all together, I'm going to present this to you, and I want to thank them from the depth of my heart. My job was just to come up with the idea. And like you all know, when you have an idea or a vision and there is no right team to bring this vision to life, your vision will die with you. A lot of the experts have said they had the same idea, but for one reason or the other, they were not able to execute. And I'm sure you too can relate to it. There's so many ideas you have. So what I encourage you today to do is to get the team behind you. And for me, this has been the team that has put all this together, and I celebrate them today.
Teamwork makes the dream work, but a vision becomes a nightmare when the leader has a big dream and a bad team. This conference wouldn't have been possible without our amazing team. The Personal Branding Summit 2024 would like to thank the people behind the scene who have made this possible. Osita Sanctus, Lasisi Deborah, Coliola James, Toby Loba Peter, Kaida Elizabeth.
The rise of AI.
This conference wouldn't have been possible without us remembering the one and only Uche Ugo, my brother and my friend. He was part of us at the very beginning, the inception, the maiden edition of the Personal Branding Summit. He was one of the speakers, and he has been a major force in the space of personal branding in Africa, and we celebrate him as well.
Those are my people. For Brimo have Larry has done something that it's not everybody. Brimo is not for everybody. Brimo has its own time. So what you don't know. You need the clarity, number one, before you can brand yourself as a professional. You need to believe in yourself. Like I said earlier, you need to believe in yourself that you're a brand, you're a business. Because at the end of the day, people are watching you. People need to invest in you. But if you don't take yourself serious, I mean, nobody's going to invest in you. You can ask
Jay, we love you, we miss you, and this wouldn't have been possible without your involvement, without your sacrifice and your support. Thank you so much. Another thing that I also want to do is I want to thank each and everyone that has been a major supporter for this. We want to thank Connect Nigeria. We want to thank Insight Business Africa. We want to thank Value Media. We also want to thank all our friends, family, and supporters. I want to thank my wife, who gave me the permission to celebrate the Personal Branding Summit, to have the Personal Branding Summit on my birthday. Yes, yesterday was my birthday. When I was supposed to spend time with family, I decided to spend the time with you because I believe you deserve this and you need to learn and hear from other experts on how you can grow your business and how you can grow that career as well. This, I also want to thank all our speakers. From Dr. Daniel Moses, Hauma Wogo, Faith Fetaru, Mengo Sherastine, Felix Fombang, and of course, Emily Wale-Koya. I celebrate each and every one of you, and we are grateful for your time, your experience, your knowledge, and all that you have contributed in the space of personal branding in Africa and globally. I also want to thank each and every one of you that I haven't mentioned your name. You're watching me this far. You're wondering, why is this gentleman bringing us so much value? It's because this is part of my mission and I want to help as many people as I can.
this wouldn't have been possible without my friend, my supporter, Taylor Amos. If you love what I'm wearing, if you love how I looked yesterday with my blue Isiago right to my brand blue, and today this amazing blue African print attire, it was brought possible through Taylor Amos. And I would love you to do me one favor. Please follow him on all social media platforms. Please send him a DM and tell him, I saw what you did for Emeka and it was totally amazing. And I would love you to do the same for me. Taylor Amos, thank you so much for supporting us at the Personal Branding Summit, and also to every other person that has supported us. We thank you once, twice, and a million times. Well, it doesn't end here. Tomorrow we have the VIP experience where we'll be having a workshop that will be, and our speakers will be part of that workshop. We'll be taking it a step further where they'll be sharing strategies, insight. You'll also get tools. You also get my book. One of my playbooks is called the Brand Authority Playbook, where I've broken down ways that you can build authority in any industry and accelerate your growth through personal branding. Another thing that I also mentioned is my other book, The Brand Brilliance, the 5 dimensions to building an irresistible personal brand. If you registered for this conference, all the details will be shared with you in your email. So please stay close to your devices and please open your emails and reply those emails, because we would like to hear from you. We'd like to know where you are in your journey and how we can help you by creating different experiences that will take you closer to your goal of becoming a voice and an authority in your industry. Thank you so much to the team, to everyone. And this has been not the end of the 2024 edition, because we have the VIP experience tomorrow, but the end of the live stream. We will be seeing you in 2025, where it will be our 5th edition of the Personal Branding Summit. I remain your host and convener and your humble servant on this journey. My name is Emeka Ebeniro, and this is Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding. Good night and God bless.
The 2024 edition of Africa's #1 Global Summit on Personal Branding, the rise of AI.